Welcome back to the short series where I analyse each of the different node types in Ashes of Creation and what you can expect from being a citizen in each of these nodes. Today we'll be looking at the military and religious nodes. This is because there hasn't been a full dev diary update released for the religious and the military nodes yet, so I found what information I can and put them together in one video. So let's start off with the military node. At the camp state of a military node, you'll see some guard NPCs present as it's developing. These will probably give you a task to go hunt some creatures or on a short combat quest if you want the node to advance. Mayors of military nodes are chosen from citizens through last man standing gladiatorial arena style combat. Originally, players would be entering as themselves, but now they've changed it so you create a specific tournament champion that you play as, and you can then go on extra quests before the tournament to make your champion even better. This is to stop it being unbalanced in the PvP so that the highest level players, the ones that are grinding out the game, are just the ones that always become the mayors. Now, each node has a unique building type. And for the military node, this is the barracks, and this will unlock at stage 3, which is the village stage of the node. Now, what we know about the barracks is they offer house training and quest lines relating to combat, defeating nearby monsters, potentially guild wars, and participation in castle sieges. So let's analyse that. With regards to combat, it's possible that while you're in a node that has a barracks, you get combat buffs while fighting creatures and other players. As well as this, it's likely that the barracks will increase the power of the NPC guards in a military node. So if you were to attack it, they would be a lot harder to take down the NPC AIs that were also defending the castle than it might be if you were to, say, attack an economic node. And finally, with regards to the castle sieges, this means that it's just going to be a lot harder to take down a node in which there is a castle. You probably have to take this castle as a key checkpoint if you want the invasion and siege of that node to go successfully, and it's going to be very fortified. It'll probably have some anti-siege weaponry on the top, all sorts of exciting stuff like that, and will most likely have a chokehold that you have to enter into if you want to take it. Military nodes also enable bounty hunters, and they reduce the duration of corruption. Now, player corruption is when a player that is in combat kills a player that is not in combat, and this was created so that you could still have fairly serious PvP where players could attack each other, but if a player that wanted to fight attacked a player that didn't want to fight, they will be corrupted and will be flagged as red with their name, so all the other players know they're a PKer. The higher your corruption score goes, as you kill more and more players, you incur penalties the higher it goes. So you have more skill and stat dampening applied, such as lower health, lower mana, lower gear proficiency, until the corrupt player ultimately becomes ineffective in combat and has to wait for their corruption to wear off. As well as this, a corrupt player's location is revealed to bounty hunters on their world map. Corrupted players may kill bounty hunters, however, without acquiring any additional corruption score, so the bounty hunters are taking quite a risk if they want to go hunt this player down. And the corrupted player's combat penalties do not apply when battling bounty hunters, so as a bounty hunter, if you're going after a corrupted player, you'll be fighting them at their full strength. So knowing that, we now know that you're far more likely to have individual players or even teams of players such as an assassin's guild or something exciting like that from a military node that are willing to go kill other players, because their corruption will not last as long, and so they don't have to worry about the dampening applications from it and bounty hunters coming after them as much as players from other nodes might have to. Now, with regards to who can be a bounty hunter, this is only available to citizens of military nodes, and it's also been potentially the vassals, and it likely will be the vassals because otherwise it's an aspect of the game that's shut off to everyone except those in a military stage. So if you're a vassal of a military node, or you're in a military node, you can go and hunt down people that are corrupted. In case you didn't know, a vassal node is a node bordering a node with a higher level than it is. So for example, if there's a level 6 military node and there is a level 4 economic node next to it, citizens from the economic node could become bounty hunters and go hunt down players with corruption. Bounty hunters will have to activate a pathfinding ability to reveal the corrupted player location on their map. This will flag the bounty hunter for combat only to corrupted players for a period of 1 hour from the time of activation. So as soon as you know where they are, you have to set off and try and find them. However, this pathfinding ability can be toggled on or off. It is possible that bounty hunters will be permanently flagged versus corrupted players with the pathfinding ability toggled off. However, this design change is going to be decided when they test the game. The accuracy of your bounty hunter map is determined by your player's progression in the bounty hunter system. So players that have just become bounty hunters will have a very tough time of pinpointing exactly where the corrupted player is, whereas very high level bounty hunters will know exactly where they are within a few meters of the world. As well as this, you can get a node government title and become chief bounty hunter, probably through acquiring enough kills as a bounty hunter, or maybe through a quest that grants special access to NPCs in the node, and this will probably give you extra gear like stealth and assassin style gear. And of course, the bounty hunters are going to get a reward for killing corrupted players. That's the secondary or primary, depending on how you think of it, motivation for going after corrupted players. You can make a lot of money by going and killing PKers in the game. So onto the Divine Node. Divine Nodes are focused on faith and skill equipped augmentation, and the way you know that you might be in a Divine Node is at the camp level of the node's development. There will be NPCs present within the node, and they will probably give a quest that is magic related. This could be a combat quest, or it could be something else such as learning a spell or leveling up or something along those lines. Now, the government of a Divine Node is chosen from citizens via service-oriented quests that prove faith and dedication to the node. So these will be large quests, probably ending in a raid or a boss fight, but doable by one player, almost certainly. And these will spring up every time there is an election coming along, and players can decide whether they want to go on them or not, and the player that contributes most to the Divine Node service-oriented quest will have the highest position in the government, and potentially there'll be lower positions, but as of now we're just looking at the mayoral position. So it's possible that if you went on this quest and you didn't do as well as someone else, but you did do quite well, you could have a separate title to mayor. Now, the unique building for the Divine Node, which again will be unlocked at level 3, which is the village stage, is the temple. Now, the temple can be one of 7 different types of temples because there are 7 different religions within Verra. And once you've picked your religion, there will be competitions between the different religions to build their temples in nodes with vacant temple slots. So this means that of all the different religious nodes within Verra, each of them will be picking one of the 7 different orders of religions, and one religion will come out as the top religion. This isn't to say the other religions are not going to provide perks that can still be awesome, but there'll be one religion that is the forefront major religion of the Verra on that server. Now, we only know what 3 of the religions so far are going to be, and we don't know anything about them. But first is the Order of Hope, and is an alien human order. The second is the Order of Fate, and is the Kaivek Orc order. And the third is the Order of Truth, and that is the, I have no idea how to pronounce this, Pyrian Elven order. And we also know that each of the different religions is going to have its own military, so to speak, or secret society would be a better word. We know this from an awesome quote from Stephen Sharif that I will read now. Open quote, "Within the temples of the 7, there exist different levels of organizations that call on only the most devout followers to serve. Depending on the followers' skills, service could mean many things. For those amongst the followers who hold a certain set of skills, there are the orders of the 7. Each of the orders answers to a different hierarchy within the various grand temples of the 7 that are found throughout. So it's possible that different religions will only accept different types of service. It's possible that one religion will be a pacifist style religion, and the only way you could get service to that religion would be through providing healing abilities or a non-combative service such as crafting. Whereas another religion might be very heavily based in combat, and the way you serve that religion is by acting as a sort of Knights Templar of the religion, and you go executing their orders and fighting their enemies for them, which I have to say sounds really, really cool. Anyway, that's everything I could possibly find on the military and divine nodes in Ashes of Creation. I really hope you liked the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Have a lovely day. Thank you.